Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will complete our discussion on our 3-part discussion on 7th Lord's placement in different nakshatra. So in this video we will have our discussion from 7th Lord's placement in the Jyeshtha till 7th Lord's placement in the Revati nakshatra. So guys, I do not know, like the way there is a very famous saying, as is the creator, so is the followers or the viewers. Now I do not know what's happening, why everyone is in the same rush, like the way I am always, that people are not even paying attention to the title of the video. I see in the comment section, hey, you did not cover the 7th Lord in this nakshatra. Hey, you did not cover the 7th Lord in this nakshatra. I mean to say guys, see the title over there, it's been mentioned that what kind of sequence I'm following. And obviously, like if you're new to Vedic astrology, you cannot decode that, okay, from the number 19th till number 27th, these are the nakshatra which come in the sequence. So then my sincere apologies. I'm very much sure that I have got very loving community. So in the comment section, you will definitely find the timestamps of the explanation. And guys, just a quick synopsis of this discussion. So you know this thing that the planet which becomes your 7th Lord, that planet will give you this information regarding the what kind of fate is awaiting for you in the marriage. The personality and the physical characteristics of the partner. We get to know from decoding the 7th house or the 7th Lord's dignity in the chart. But when it comes down to the nakshatra, we get to know the deeper motivation, deeper nuances. Like the way guys, certain things which are lying like a, and which is going on like a pattern, like a promise in your family lineage, we get to know from the nakshatra. Like I still remember during my high school days, there was a very good friend of mine. So the girl he was dating, and later on he got married, and after a while I got to know that they were like two brothers and they got married to two sisters in the family. And when I was like talking to him, he told me, Nipun, it runs strangely in our family. Like my father, also like my father, they were like two brothers and they got married to two other sisters as well. So these are the kind of pattern which you decode when you take your analysis deep down to the nakshatra. Even like when we talk about the importance of the moon nakshatra, every single aspect of your life can only be decoded only through the moon nakshatra, the Janam Tara. It actually holds that much importance. So okay guys, now we will start our discussion. So if you're like, because in the last video Jyeshtha part was slightly cut down, so if your 7th Lord is going to be placed in the Jyeshtha nakshatra ruled by the planet Mercury, so we know this thing that the typical traits of the Jyeshtha will reflect in the matrimonial life, in the personality traits of the spouse as well. So the spouse traits could be, spouse could be very proud, very protective of you, will be very influential as well, and might have very senior approach. See, the thing is, like if you are in a joint family, like those kind of people, especially if there is a joint family and the eldest sibling, his or her spouse is going to be Jyeshtha, that person is going to be taking good care of the whole family as well. So that kind of protective streak is generally attached with the Jyeshtha vibration. When we talk about the probable profession of the spouse, this could be connected with media, journalism, the typical Mercury qualities, security, CEOs, high level admin. See, with Jyeshtha, one thing is for say, by hook or by crook, it's a very supporting nakshatra for the power. Like the way we say Magha, Jyeshtha, these are the nakshatra like Dhanishtha, which supports prominence and the power. Now when we talk about the direction, because many people strangely ask me this question, from which direction my spouse will come. So the direction connected with this combination is of the southeast direction, which in Vastu is connected with the Venus as well. The marriage sustainability percentage, so guys, I would rate it like 60 to 70%, because with this nakshatra there is still a possibility of the power struggle. So again, for example, This will be good for you, like for example, if you live in a society which is like in a very countryside, in a very male dominating society and all, that sort of patriarchy which runs in the that society, that community, in that family. And then if one person has got Jyeshtha nakshatra and the person is finding it difficult that a power shall come to him or her, then there will be the power struggle. So because of which I have not rated it, given it good percentage. The fate or the fortune after marriage. So there is a high possibility of the rise in the status. It will happen, but there is definitely going to be the power games as well, which will be in the Jyeshtha. So because yeah, Jyeshtha with Jyeshtha, there is a slight concerns of getting insecure as well. Now guys, moving ahead. Now let's say for example, if your like 7th lord is going to be placed in the Mula nakshatra, being ruled by the Ketu. So we know this thing guys, that the Ketu energy might be good for getting into a matrimonial bond with a past life soul level connection as well. But just because Ketu has got that separating tendency, that denial tendency, so and very extremist kind of mindset, so it's not very conducive in so many ways. So the spouse's traits could be, spouse will be philosophical, will be very intense, and will be very transformational as well. The profession of the spouse could be connected with the research, with the healing, metaphysics, with the law as well. The direction connected with this combination is of the east. The marriage sustainability percentage, so guys, I would rate it like close to the 60% only. So yes, 7th lord being in the Mula is, see again guys, when Rahu and Ketu energy comes, you cannot get into the fault finding mode. It's just like that, it's a fate which is written, it is preordained, it is pre-written. You do not have any free will over there. So yes, the marriage sustainability percentage, I would give it like 60%, and that too because of the karmic issue. And lastly, the fate after marriage. So radical changes, new spiritual outlook post marriage. So this could be a case that your partner tormented you so much that it finally made you spiritual. But yes, there is going to be new spiritual outlook post marriage. Now guys, when we talk about your 7th lord being in the Purvashadha nakshatra, being ruled by the Venus, so guys, we say that the spouse will be very confident, very optimistic, very persuasive, and attractive as well. That possibility is there. The profession could be connected with the teaching, with the law, with the arts, with the water related fields as well. Like this could be a marine profession as well. Direction which is connected with this combination is of the south. Marriage sustainability percent, I would rate it 80%, 80 to 85%. Like any of the prominence of the Venusian energy is always a supportive sign. And guys, when we talk about the fate after the marriage, so progress after initial adjustment. Now guys, let's say for example, if the 7th lord is going to be placed in the Uttarashadha nakshatra, being ruled by the sun. So we know this thing that with the Uttara nakshatras especially, like being very righteous, being very disciplined, very ethical, all those qualities come. So the spouse will be very principled, very well respected, ambitious, and very righteous, like the way I mentioned. The probable profession of the partner. So partner could be connected with any of the administration job, might be connected with the politics, might be connected with the government as well. The direction connected with this combination is of the northeast direction. The marriage sustainability percentage is close to the 85%. It's again guys, see the thing is, the rule book, the ethics, the family virtues, society, community will play a very integral role. I mean to say, in certain cases when we come across that you are just together because of, you know, what the society will say, or just because you are already very respected in the society, people look up to you for the inspiration, for the motivation. So that could be a concern, that could be a reason, but overall it's a good supportive nakshatra for the marriage lord to be placed in. So I was saying that the with the Uttarashadha, 7th lord being over here, the profession of the spouse might be connected with the administration, with the politics, with the government. Direction is the northeast. Marriage sustainability is like from anywhere from 80 to 90%, and the fate after marriage is going to be stable, honorable, and good lifestyle. Now guys, if the 7th lord is going to be placed in the Shravan Nakshatra, so again guys, with the Shravan there is a blessing of the Lord Vishnu. There is that mental compatibility, harmony, which you will also experience through the courtship, through the marriage, because of the arrival of the partner and all. So the spouse's traits could be very polite, very wise, traditional, good communicator. Profession might be connected with the teaching, with the public speaking, travel and tourism, aviation, or this could be the social welfare as well. The direction connected is the north. The marriage sustainability percentage is like anywhere from 80 to 90 percentage. Don't expect above 90, because above 90 is marriage is something when two people come together and they design a beautiful life. It's not like that everything comes on the platter, but still, if I'm giving you in between 80 to 90%, it's a good score. So the fate after marriage guys, steady comforts and good reputation. Now guys, let's say for example, if your 7th lord is going to be placed in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, ruled by the planet Mars, so the spouse's traits could be, again guys, see when we talk about the Dhanishta, because my 7th lord is also in the Dhanishta, and there has been a lot which has been written, like there are like certain pada of the 7th lord being in the Dhanishta which has not been written in a good light, that it creates a very heavy karma from the marriage point of view. I guess if I'm not wrong, even in the Prash Trivedi's book on the nakshatra, he has also not written it in a good light, because yeah, in many majority of the books, but not in all the padas in specific charana. So but again guys, if you have to just look at in a generalized way, 7th lord being in the Dhanishta, the spouse's traits could be bold, musical, social, dynamic, oriented, like very social for sure, dynamic for sure, very confident, very go-getter, adventurous, and very group oriented, someone who will have this capacity that he can blend in joint family, in a group setting and all. The profession, this could be connected with the music of the spouse. Defense, oh my god, I'm also going in the military. So yeah, music, defense, event organizing, and the real estate could be the probable profession. When we talk about the direction, west direction. When we talk about the marriage sustainability, so again guys, I would give it like 65 to 75 percentage, because the Mars is not a very harmonious energy, especially when we talk about the marriage. So, and yes, the way it has been written in the scriptures, some people also say that even in the Lord Rama's chart, the 7th house has the prominence of the Dhanishta, and because of which he has to face many challenges in the marriage. So yes, 65 to 75. But again guys, Dhanishta is not like as doomed as the Rahu and Ketu energy is, like the way for example Mula Nakshatra or Adra Nakshatra, where there are the karmic issue beyond your free will. Over here, the Mars energy 90% of the times, majority of the problems created by Mars is because of our own personality flaws. So if you work on your temperament, if you work on your sexual desires and competitive spirit, you can work on it. So and when we talk about the fate or the fortune after marriage, so gains through social circles and a very active lifestyle. Now guys, if your 7th lord is going to be placed in the Satbhishan Nakshatra, ruled by the Rahu, so guys, the spouse traits could be, the spouse is going to be very scientific, very humanitarian, slightly eccentric, and might be private, like will respect the boundaries, the private space. The profession connected, like profession your spouse might be dealing in, working in, medical, tech, research, astrology, anything to do with the astral world, that might be a physicist or into the space sciences. So connected with these kind of fields, that possibility is there. When we talk about the direction, so the west direction over here as well, marriage sustainability percentage is, again, it's the Rahu and the Ketu energy. I would give it from 60 to 70%. And guys, the fate after the marriage, so breakthroughs, but there is going to be surprises as well. Now guys, if your seventh lord is going to be placed in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra, being ruled by the planet Jupiter, so the spouse might be very spiritual, very deep personality, humanitarian and visionary as well. When we talk about the profession, probable profession, so teaching, healing, counseling and philanthropy. When we talk about the connected direction with this combination, so that is the northeast direction. The marriage sustainability percentage, again guys, this is considered as a good placement, so this is going to be close to the 70 to 80% as well. And when we talk about the fate after the marriage, so deeper wisdom, spiritual progress can be attached with this combination. Now guys, when we talk about the Uttara Bhadrapada, if your seventh lord is going to be placed in the Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, so it's a nakshatra being ruled by the planet Saturn. Uttara Bhadrapada is generally seen as the epitome of the wisdom, epitome of the spirituality, and the way we say that when a sadhak, an ascetic, is ready to renounce, or it's the perfection which has been attained before that divine realization, the state immediate before that divine realization, that nirvana. So the spouse's traits could be calm, very mature, very visionary, far-sighted, very patient, very stable. The connected profession of the spouse might be in the research, social service, or water management, any marine or ocean management, oceanography, those kind of fields as well. The connected direction is the west. The marriage sustainability percentage, see, Saturn gives stability. This could be a case that you might get married in the second half of the life. Marriage might happen in the late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, but it will last. So I would rate it like 80 to 90%. And the fate after marriage, very comfortable, very grounded. And lastly guys, when we talk about the seventh lord being placed in the Revati nakshatra, the only concern comes when your seventh lord is in the last padas of the Revati, like those very core Gandant energy. But if it's in the first or the second pada, it's not that much vulnerable. So the traits of the spouse could be, spouse might be very artistic, very gentle, very charitable and very nurturing. When we talk about the probable profession, so the spouse might be connected with the travel industry, hospitality, arts and the healing as well. When we talk about the direction, it's the north direction. And the marriage sustainability percentage, guys, I will give it like anywhere from 75 to 85%. And the fate or the fortune after marriage, so luck factor will improve for sure. And there will be like compassion. It could make you compassionate, like marriage and the partner. It's just like that you are going to be in such a matrimonial life, seeing the adjustment and the compromises and the loving nature of your partner. You will also start imbibing, inculcating the same qualities or the traits as well. So guys, I'm sure that you would have understood the gist of this discussion, that when we take down our analysis to the point of the nakshatra, we get to know about the fate or the fortune connected with that planet, that motivation, that blessing, those curses, those blockages where we do not have any free will, any say. We get to know about that. So yes guys, I'm thinking about continuing this discussion. We already have had our discussion on ascendant lord in all the 27 nakshatra. We just completed 7th lord in different nakshatras, and now we will start doing like 10th lord in 27 nakshatra, 2nd lord in the 27 nakshatra. And because of your cooperation, you keep on cooperating with the timestamps and all, and you are very loving cooperative audience, so that also gives me the encouragement as well, that no matter how much other stuff is going on in my life, I still have the time to maintain this community as well. So once again guys, thanks a lot for watching this video, and for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.